ensin se meidän oma vai?
Vedetään se nopeasti.
Joo, tehdään nopeasti se meidän sun vedot.
Joo, voidaan tehdä niin.
Joo.
We quickly goes through my qualification runs.
You want me to join later or?
No.
Yeah.
He will zoom so others are not.
Voi sen tulla joo. Joo, vois tulla joo.
I will drink my zero beer.
Mitä helvettiä? Zero beer. Ei, kato, paljon tulee kysymyksiä tänne ja sitten tulee. Siis tää on kohta teko menee ihan. Mä Irlannissa.
Yes. Only zero until the competition's over.
3000.
Sadly.
Sitten sehän keräsi hetkesen 25 000. Se on tosi mielenkiintoinen. Ihan kaiken näköistä. Siinä voi olla joku kysyä sun koirista.
Se on sitten live nyt. Te ootte niinku jo langoilla.
It's live. Langoilla. Me ollaan langoilla. Meillä on Heissuli Veihimangalta ja Heissuli. Meillä on Etelä-Helsingistä Kevin Pesur. Ja Torolfi meidän spotteri on mukana.
Käännelkää sitten mikkiä ja...
Joo.
Kertokaa nyt, että ootellaan vähän, että tulee väkeä.
Ootellaan vähän, että tulee väkeä. We are waiting for live viewers. And also Orion Nielsen will join us tonight. And yeah, we have here Toni Ojatalo. It's a wild card. Heissuli Veissuli guy. And yeah, Kevin Pesur, who is standing, is now third.
We were third after qualifying. We're fourth.
Okay, yeah.
Nielsen came in front, but we will fix it tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. Yo,
Yeah, it's good.
but you had big troubles on the first run, as everyone.
Yeah, there was problems. We didn't manage to do any trainings on the second session because we had some fuel system errors. There was some crystals or some ingredients in ethanol came into the pumps, into the injectors, like everywhere. So we had to take every component of the fuel system apart, clean everything up, put everything together and just pray that it works. And it worked.
Did you find any reason for it?
Oh, I think it's the cause of the ethanol itself, some chemical reaction or something. Because we checked the barrels and everything, seems good, seems clear. Pull it through the filters, it's good.
Can it possibly be from the foam inside the tank?
We don't have any foam.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's not that problem.
it shouldn't be, yeah, if there's no foam. But still don't know.
Toni kävi ajelemassa lajittelut, eka veto, oliko hieno keli?
Keli oli erinomainen silloin. Pirun märkä ja liukas.
Näin voidaan puhua siitä, kun katsoja katsoi liveä ja ihmetteli varmaan siinä, että kaikki ajaa entrystä seinään suurin piirtein. 80% tuuttaa seinään.
Niin ne vissiin teki, joo.
Ja onhan se, sulla on aluksi siinä ykkösklipillä suurin piirtein on pitoa, tuut siihen kakkoselle, ei sulla ole mitään pitoa. Ei absoluuttisesti ei yhtään mitään.
Ei, se on liukkaampi kuin jäällä.
On.
Se on liukkaampi kuin jäällä.
Ja mun mielestä kuvastaa tosi hyvin James the Machine Dean. Pyörähtää.
Joo, niin. No.
Ei ihan joka kerta nää.
Ei.
Ja ihan niinkö driver error.
Kyllä.
Niin,
Joo, se oli haastava kyllä. Erittäin haastava.
About the first corner when came to second clipping zone, was it slippery?
Was it? I think you know it the best. It was.
It was terrible.
It was
About
terrible,
80% of the cars crashed to the wall.
Yeah. In the first run I went like really slow. I don't know. I haven't like initiated so slow like it was in the first qualifying, and I managed to do it without a touch in the outer zone too. But in the second run we needed some points, and of course there was a contact again. It's slippery even when it's not wet. Like there is so much rubber in the asphalt, and it's slippier than anywhere else. Definitely.
Toni eka veto, sehän oli varmaan kustea paskaa, niin kuin kaikilla muillakin.
No ei, se oli itse asiassa mulla parempi se eka veto.
Okei. Mutta sä olit alkupäässä tietenkin, kun villillä kortilla olit ajamassa, niin mitä sä ajat ekasta vedosta pisteet?
67. Jopa 67, joo. Mä tuulettelin, kun se onnistui se. Kaikki muut oli ajanut seinään siihen mennessä. Se oli kyllä hankala.
Joo. Toinen veto oli sulla märkäkeli.
Toinen veto oli siinä mielessä pirullinen, että se oli semmonen ei kuiva eikä märkä. Ja sitten mulle tuli tieto, että uskallat mennä vähän kovempaa kuin sillä ekalla vedolla. Mutta sitten mä purrinsboksilla pyörittelin, että no tää on niinku yllättävän pitävä, mutta sitten ei olekaan pitävä. Ja meni liian hiljaa. Sitten se ajout sinne sisälaitaan ja nollataan. Siitä tuli. Tois pitänyt vaan sitten painaa enemmän.
Joo, kyllä. Joo, siis keli oli kyllä haastava. Rata, en tiedä onko näin haastavaa rataa missään, ainakaan mitä mä oon ajanut, niin märkä rata. Koska kun rata on märkä, niin ne pitovaihtelut on aivan valtavat.
Kyllä.
Se on niin käsittämätön, se on tosi vaikea hallita se auto ja kyllä se näki, että siellä oli ihan maailmanluokan kuskikin niin helisemässä.
Niin joo, ja tuossa se tekee vielä paljon se, että siinä on sitä mikroautojen rengaskumia ja sitten siellä on uutta asfalttia ja se krippaa ja luistaa ja krippaa ja luistaa. Kyllä. Ja se on ihan muutama metrin pätkä, missä se ottaa kiinni ja sen jälkeen se on ihan kusiluista.
Kyllä, just
se on tosi vaikea hallita. Jos rengas pyörii yhtään liian lujaa, niin se pyörähtää tai menee seinään.
Niin.
Jompin kummin.
Onko kysymyksiä tai?
Otetaanko lyhyesti se meidän päivän?
Okay, but first let's introduce Orjan Nielsen from Norway.
Yes, the guy who overtook me today, yeah.
Hey man.
We already talked about it, like you just stepped up in front of me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just hold it?
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry?
Yeah, I will fix it tomorrow. We already discussed about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was watching the live stream from last year and you were doing great here last year, so
Yeah, let's hope for the best.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, of course, it's fun.
Orion, please tell quickly about your qualification runs for the first about the first run.
Yes, the first one, it was difficult for everyone, I think. It was raining and then it started to dry, and as I was heading out, we decided to put on the rain tires because it was so slippery in the first corner. I didn't want to hit the wall like everyone did.
You really played safe.
Yes, and I tried a strategy that didn't work, and that was to run first gear through the first corner, to not have so much wheel speed. Because I was doing wet run in practice, when I was clutch kicking and the wheel speed came up, I couldn't slow it down. So the car was just overshooting into the wall. That's why I wanted to try the first gear, but it was too short. So that's why I couldn't reach out to the wall. But the second run, that was...
But you also scored something from the first run.
63 points,
okay.
But to me it was like a 0.
Yeah, for sure.
It wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah.
So I just tried to forget about that one and focus when the next one came up.
And about the second run, it was good.
It was good. It was probably my best in points, 96 points. But yeah, I mean, just took what I did in practice and put on a little bit more show to it, I think. So it worked. It was fun.
Good.
Yeah.
And
Guys don't can have practice, you know. I don't know that feeling.
You didn't have practice?
No, we didn't. We already talked. We had some fuel issues, but tomorrow will be good.
You fixed the car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Now it's good.
What point did you get to the qual?
Second one was 89.
89.
Yeah,
Nice. That's good.
it's
I mean,
like solid one.
Otaako se englanniksi vai suomeksi?
It's difficult, like the last points, you really need to risk it.
Yeah, safe place.
So,
Yeah, let's give a talk to my spotter and he will say something about yleisesti in general of driving and track and
Yeah, I think we all agree that we have had all kinds of conditions today, and everybody has been struggling, and everybody has had some kind of success, I guess. The most challenging part, as I was watching the practice and qualifications, and I made notes about every drivers doing something special that might be good to know in battles. And I just watched my notes from you two guys. I didn't have anything special about Kevin. About Örjan, I wrote good flow at C5 because that's one position that I noticed there was some kind of pretty big differences between drivers, how they approach the outside zone 5 and leaving it, coming into the transition. So that was actually the only note I put on your driving, good flow at C5.
That's a good note.
And I didn't have anything special about you.
I think it's even better.
Yeah. Or maybe you didn't drive.
Yeah, maybe I didn't drive. Actually, we did.
Yeah.
We did 2 or 3 laps in the first training, so you could have taken some notes.
Yeah, oh, sorry, I will do tomorrow.
There's one question for Örjan. Could you go through the showdown runs, and what do you think about the showdown format?
The showdown format, we can start off with that. I think it's cool. It brings an extra boost to the qualification, and a good show for the audience. I mean, we do this for the people that love this sport. So I think it's a cool concept. In Spain, I think it was not that good because we didn't get so much practice on the track. So it could have been a lot better there, but I think it's just stepping up now. And the second part that's very nice about it is that we get extra practice. So the battle practice is something else when you do the practice runs before the qualification and top 32. But when you do a real battle, like in the showdown, you get into the right mode. And it's when you come down to the final today, it's a really good boost for me to bring tomorrow. So the corner battle, I was pushing a little bit too hard into the first corner and slightly hit the wall, but he did a dive at the same time, so he had to back off to not crash into me, and that's why he spun, he told me. I didn't notice it that he spun. I hit the wall also during qualification run, so it was like normal for me. So I just kept on running, and I noticed that through the last corner he was not there. So yeah, and the Lowry battle, great, just super, a lot of fun.
Good fun.
Then for all the drivers, who are you gonna drive against in the top 32? And what do you think about how will that battle go? And maybe Kevin starts.
I will go against Korpulinski. Finnish guys know, yeah? Guess it's payback time for all of us. For me after Mondello, and yeah, let's hope just he won't spin this time.
Yeah, I meet Pontus Hartman. So he's a good Swedish driver. I mean, everyone is beatable, but also very strong, so it's just how to use.
Oh shit, I'm going to meet Tor Arne Kvia. But I would say he hasn't showed his best for this season. Hopefully he will not show it tomorrow. Ja Tonilla tuli niin sanotusti kotiin lähtö.
Joo, mulle tuli semmoinen koti-issue siinä.
Joo.
Me on kotona vietetty paljon aikaa viime aikoina, mutta nyt on kiva viettää sitä.
Joo, ja teillähän saattoi olla vähän ohjelmaa tässä viikolla.
No pikkuohjelmaa oli jo 3 vuorokauteen, ei oo nukuttu juuri ollenkaan, tehtiin pari moottoria. En minä puhu englantia.
Maybe Miro will say something about full gas full week.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Miro, he has made our exhaust manifold.
And all the turbo setup stuff. Boost pipes and exhaust pipes and stuff like that.
And also for Tony.
Yeah, also for Tony. Yeah, absolutely, it was full week. Not for everyone, but almost for everyone of us. So the story started on last Saturday in Finnish Drift Championship. There was race in Lapua racetrack, and connection rod bolt from the 6th cylinder snapped half and caused total catastrophe for our engine. Only cylinder head was usable after that explosion. To put in words.
After that, you didn't have so rush.
Yeah, not after that.
Not after that,
But you can be sure that we had hurry after that.
after
Not straight after that explosion,
so
but
you build a new engine for sure.
yeah. We didn't stay in Lapua. We went home and took the engine out, and then it was Saturday night when we took the engine out, and 2 hours and the engine was totally teared up in the parts, and
And maybe you got also some money support from
yeah,
Big money.
yeah, some kind of unknown group.
So-
maybe helped us a little.
so we have a BLACKSMOKE support members, and they help like Tony
Yeah,
donated a lot of money.
Yeah. And BLACKSMOKE support group, which has maybe 350 members, some kind of that. They donated us. I'm not saying
a lot of money.
yeah. I'm not saying the exact amount, but it helped us a lot, and also private persons donated us. So yeah, it was Saturday night when we put the engine in parts, and Sunday Tony was driving around in
Whole country.
yeah, almost whole country, but not so. Eastern Ostrobothnia, maybe Etelä-Pohjanmaa. Yeah. Tuned by Samuli and ketäs muita siinä oli?
Juha Pöytälaakso.
Juha Pöytälaakso.
Pro Engines.
Yeah, Pro Engines Juha Hämäläinen from Kokkola.
Mike Leppäkari.
Mike.
I buy 2 engines.
And it broke down also.
Yeah, it broke down also.
Yeah.
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning, and then you had a little bit rush.
Yeah. But Monday morning, Tony and Onni from our team went to Kokkola to make all the machining work for the new engine, and they spent 24 hours in Pro Engines Gold Company in Kokkola. They went to Kokkola Monday morning. Clock was something like 8 a.m. and so on. 24 hours later we had new engine, and then we put it in the car, and
Tuesday evening I drive NEV engine in the dyno and little bit overheating engine block and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exhaust side from cylinder number 3 cracked, and then we had to make everything again. So
Wednesday we
Yeah.
built NEV engine.
yeah, I was at home making my own work, and it was something like 5 p.m. o'clock when Tony sent us a WhatsApp message which says that now we have hurry.
Little bit.
yeah.
But,
Yeah, nothing else.
but you made it.
Yeah.
You made it. So
It's easy.
We have one question for Örjan. Like you have had some battles with Teemu at Gaatebil. I don't remember them.
actually, I need to. First time I have seen this guy. About his car, I need to tell. I think that's.
Örjan could tell that
Of
story
course.
himself.
Please tell about your car. Is it? Tell about it. Tell about it.
The car, the big boat, everyone
yeah.
calls it.
When have you bought it? Like 2 years ago or?
I bought it in 2011 when I was
2011,
I
and
was
then
16.
you were like how-
16.
16 years old.
Yes.
So that's your first car.
It was my first car before the road car. I bought this car, and it was completely stock, original, without engine. And I bought it for like €1,000. Put all my money into it, and we did junior class for 2 years. And then we stepped into the Norwegian Drift Championship with the pro, and did a few years. And then I met Timur at Gaatebil.
Do you remember where we sat?
On the roof on my Sprinter.
Yes.
And we were watching the power slide
Yes.
and drinking beer.
The year was
2017.
2017. Okay. So quite many years ago.
Quite many years ago, yeah. And you were like my idol then, like, and still are. And you were inviting me to your sauna.
Yeah.
But you don't remember that.
Yeah, for sure.
That was good times.
There's one question for Pesur. Your dad thought about the new car, like last time we had this live.
Yeah.
But could we get your comments also about your new car?
Yeah, we can. It's better. It's lighter at first, about almost 200 kilos lighter. When you think that there is not much to take from the lightweight race car, when you start to build from scratch, like you take the only body and start to remove every little piece of it, then we managed to 200 kilos take a part of it, and it's a massive difference. Otherwise, everything else is same, like the engine setup is same, M50, of course. No issues with this one. Maybe you want some?
Cast iron.
Yeah. No issues with this one. Suspension settings a little bit changed. Electronics changed, but otherwise it's almost the same because the chassis is the same, E46 still. Body kit is F22, of course. But I think the weight is doing the most of the work. Why it looks like so much faster on the track now.
What is the weight?
The weight was with me 1,130 kilos, and I'm 100.
That's good.
That's really good for E46, yeah, with M50 and turbos and everything.
It's 200 lighter than mine.
Yeah.
And
You have-
it's one, like, is it I don't understand it because is it BMW, but is it a real M2 or I lost the question.
It's a real E46 3 liter diesel actually.
Okay, yeah.
From the scratch,
That
yeah.
answered the question.
Yeah. And we just made our little touch to this, so it will look like a little bit newer and like a proper race car.
Cool.
Just like my car. It actually is a 2001
Yeah.
years model, and it looks like 2011.
Yeah, it's almost the same then. Mine should be 2003 or 4 originally and looks like 14, 15. Yeah, everything else is same. Oh, the sequential gearbox finally.
Okay.
Yeah, last year we were driving with this original diesel synchro gearbox and it was pretty hard in Driftmasters. Like, now it's good. We can also like drag properly now.
There's one question.
Orian's car is 95 and it looks like 95.
92.
What? 92? Okay.
I don't remember if this was answered, but there's one question for Orion. How much does your car weigh? But I think Kevin could also answer that one.
Yeah, my car weighs 1320 with me. So it's
Without you?
1250. So originally it weighs 1600. So it's yeah, we can't take much more out of it. And your car was?
My car?
Yeah.
My car was 1130 with me. Yeah.
Then maybe this also both for Örjan and Pesor, but what do you think about the championship? How does it look? Who will be the top 3?
Me, Lauri, and Oran, I think.
I agree.
Should be good.
I agree. We're not agree on the first and second and third, but I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, Teemo, like you're driving aggressively, of course, but I think there is already like a little bit big gap in the points, maybe, or never know. Like anything can happen, but like let's see. If we're gonna win tomorrow, then we're leveled.
Maybe.
Yeah. What do you think?
What I think about the championship?
Yeah.
Lauri will win, Rintanen will be second, and Pöytälaakso, wild card, like wild, will be third.
You're optimistic
Quite.
for the finish.
So, continue the story.
Yeah. Our story was kind of interrupted, but but yeah. Yeah, it was.
That I didn't really concentrate on what you were saying.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it was Wednesday evening when we started to tear up the old engine, the engine that had the cracked block, and immediately started to collect parts for new engine. It's not easy when you're using S50 BMW engine.
Joni esittää kysymykset lähemmäs mikrofoni.
Joo.
Okay. And then we spent the whole night without sleep.
Again.
Again, yeah, without any sleep. And we built a new engine. Actually, it was lifted in the engine bay yesterday. Clock was 5 a.m. when we lifted in the engine bay. And 9 o'clock yesterday we started the new engine, and yeah, that was our story. There was some kind of fuel issues after that also, but that's the main story.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess I have to go now because I have to repair Teemu's exhaust manifold.
No problem.
I guess someone made a bit too hot burnout after your second qualifying run.
It was a durable test.
Yeah. But how much was the exhaust manifold temperature?
I watched carefully. I stopped on 1000 degrees.
No. I
You didn't watch anything. And
yeah, that was.
How much was it?
I was told that it was 1,150. decrease.
It's perfect.
8 seconds, full throttle. 5.7 bars of exhaust pressure plus anti-lag.
Go and weld it together.
Yeah, because I know that this won't be the last time when I'm repairing it.
Okay, nice. Thank you.
Kiitos ja anteeksi.
There's one question for all the drivers. Do you drive a simulator and what do you think about it? And maybe Ojatalo can start.
Ja voi suomeksi jos haluat.
I don't drive simulator.
Short answer.
You?
Me. For sure, I drive a lot of simulator. We have a really good simulator in the garage, but I don't
Use it.
I don't use it. I don't use it. I have tried it 10 hours, maybe 15 hours, but I can't get anything of
And
it.
Lasse and I have forced you to drive it.
Also, so.
Yeah, well, well, I do. I drive simulator from this year. I bought the proper setup, and for Drift Masters there is like most of the tracks are pretty similar or even 1-to-1. Only thing there isn't is this ups and downs and the bumps. Everything else is pretty much the same, I think, because it helps a lot if you can take some things from the simulator. And if you come to the track, of course we will do like a track walk or with scooter. You know something about the track. If you take it from the simulator, you go with the scooter, and if you go on a first training lap, you already like know what you have to do with your car. You can manage some things you know from the simu, you manage some things you just see yourself, you put it all together, and if you are capable to use it all, then it's definitely helpful for you. Definitely.
I've been driving simulator since I was this small. So that's where I learned to drift, and I've been using it through the years. Not so much in the period of like 2013 to 2018 when the Assetto Corsa was starting to come in and be popular. Then I've been using it more and more, and we actually, like you say, we use it to test out the setup. We can find the wheel speed on the simulator, and it's actually always correct on the real track.
Pretty proper over there.
Yeah, it's really good for that. And me and my brother, we practice a lot together. So him in the lead, me in the chase, like constantly just doing a lot of good chase practice. And the tracks are very different from Spain to Ireland, and this one is very difficult to do the same type of driving on all of those tracks. So you get a good chase practice on the different tracks, and we also use it for the lead practice. So it's for me it's a good tool.
So yeah, I think our spotter came and talked to Teemu at Ireland, and he told that you have practiced different kind of scenarios.
Yes.
For example, if the lead driver does something weird, so you are prepared for the different situations.
Yes.
Which happened when you drove against Teemu.
Yes.
In Ireland.
Teemu and others.
Yeah.
All of my leads in Mondello was like the key to moving on, because starting in the lead, when I did a good lead and the chase made a mistake, I didn't have to take the same risk as I would if I started in the chase.
Yeah.
And that was like previous years, I've done too much risk in my chase, like not necessary to take the risk. So this one I wanted to like just do enough. And Mondello, that was like my goal. So, but for instance with Randaloo, I took a little bit too much slack, so that was a close call, I think. So yeah, it's just continuous improvement, and we're starting to get the feel of it. So yeah.
For Kevin and Örjan, what's your favorite track of this year's Drift Masters?
Riga.
Riga.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy as that, because Riga is the fastest, I think. Except from the Spain. Okay, Spain there was a little bit of speed, but it's like so wide track that you cannot actually manage the speed. Like it doesn't seem like so big.
Thank you.
But Pappa Pesuri. Kiitos.
Kiitos.
But yeah, Riga is definitely demanding track. Everyone can drive like in a polished stadium, some aids next to concrete, but I think there is not too much guys who can drive Pikerniki track properly as it should be. It's demanding, it's fast. If you nail it right, it's capable of good tandems. And of course, it's almost the same home race as Finnish race for me, because I live like between them, Finland and Latvia. So yeah, it's almost home race also. So a lot of good things over there.
Yeah, I agree. Riga is the coolest one. I also like the small technical tracks like this one is cool. But when you get Riga right, it's the best feeling. Like doing 150 into the corner there and you're just on the edge of the track. It's the best feeling. So
Have you ever tried that you lift only once before you go to the last concrete? Have you tried it? Like full throttle on from the uphill?
that doesn't work with Westlegs. I've been running the Westlegs
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yeah.
Then you can try it this year. It's awesome.
What was the question?
What's the best track?
Oh my god. That's this year in the Drift Masters.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Budapest track yet. Liked a lot of the stadium track in Warsaw. That was quite cool. And as guys said, of course, Riga. When you nail it, it's a good feeling. When you have a lot of speed, and yeah, hard to say. Also, I love track when it's not wet.
Agreed. Same here.
It's quite fun track to drive. First you start slowly and you really accelerate on the downhill. Here,
This is probably the worst track in the wet.
Yeah, probably yes. Probably yes.
It's with the downhill into the first corner, and it's just yeah. You saw that in the qualifying.
Yes.
Can I still add? Teemu has driven Riga's track on full throttle.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't ask. Like, you don't have to ask.
There's one question about the final in Poland last year. What did you think about the race in Poland and the audience there?
Poland and the audience, the last year, yeah?
Yeah, the final.
Yeah, well, of course it was something that we haven't experienced in drifting before. Even if we take like the biggest events so far, it's not even in the same level, even half of it. So of course it was a good feeling to go out there. If you drive to the stadium in the main day and you see like almost 60,000 people over there, it was pretty good feeling, like goosebumps.
Yeah, we made it through top 32 there with Kevin Piscolti, and I jumped onto my roof, and because that was like a victory for us after the big ups and downs last year, and I just put my arms in the air and the cheer from 55,000. It's something I will never forget. And then I was in the parade, which also was an incredible experience, and met Peter Wieczek for top 16. So I was a little bit unlucky with that one, but I gave him a fair battle, and one of the judges was naming ours the winner, and the two others for him. So I think it was a close one and amazing. I can't wait to come back. Yeah, it's great event.
Mikä oli kysymys?
Mikä oli mielipide Puolasta?
I liked it a lot. because I had my best tandems there with Clint Van Oort. He is quite slow, so it matched my speed like last year. Now I think we are much faster than last year, and we had really nice good battles. And I think Clint was really high on qualifications, like 6th maybe. And we had also one more time, but there I pushed too much, but we had a lot of fun, and I jumped on my own car's roof and also on Clint's roof, and he said that he will not wash the car anymore.
I have to ask this because it's so many times. But what do you think about the Finnish audience?
Oh man, I think we all know the answer for this. The best audience ever.
Definitely, it's the best fans ever. Yeah.
And then for at least you two, I think we have talked about it so many times. But what tires do you drive, and what kind of tire pressures do you drive? This is Finns always ask this. You can tell as much as you like.
I run Extreme and Valino. I run both, mainly because I had 285s still from last year. But this is the first year I'm running Valino. So Mondello was the first time, and it's quite good tire. We run. It depends who we meet, but as low as today we run 1.2 on the Valinos with
What's
lower.
the comparison when you compare Valino to Extreme?
It's hard to separate them, but the Valino is more stable. I think it depends on the car.
Maybe. We checked last year in Riga. I was driving with Extreme. Hello, man. Michael Reihard with only underwear.
I'm lost focus.
So, what was the question now? In Riga we drove with Extreme first, and actually we had driven all the season with Extreme. It has awesome grip when you drive straight in my car, and when you go sideways and on big angle, you will lose the grip totally. And we tried it with Valino in Riga, and I said I will not drive anymore with Extreme, never ever. And we also checked about the locks, data locks. So it was when going straight, it took a lot more power with Extreme tire than with Valino. So Valino is much like smoother. How can I say? Because it's maybe linear. Yeah, it's the right word. So when you accelerate straight, it's not as good grip as Extreme has. I would say that. But when you are on big angle, Valino has still the same grip, and Extreme will lose the grip totally. That's experience with my car.
So yeah, let's take out the Extreme logos now, and I will say it's possible to win it Extreme. Also, it's a good tire.
For sure, but absolutely it doesn't work in my car.
Yeah, that's. I think that's a quite important thing to mention, that the different chassis might act different with different tires and different.
You can play a lot around.
Yeah, wheel alignment and everything. It's like.
I think actually the round in Spain showed properly that the top 4 guys, all of them had the different tires. there was Extreme, Valino, Cestino, and Dry Ace in top 4. Like it's about the alignment what you make and your suspension settings, I think, and you can drive with all of them.
Definitely, yeah.
That's one question for Kevin. Like, what differential are you running, and do you think you are in a disadvantage there?
We are currently running old school differential, BMW E34, yeah, Type 210. I think there is no disadvantage because we know what wheel speed we need for most of the tracks. Of course, the new ones we don't really know. Only the new one is this Hungary track. But as my father said last time, you have to have a proper car and proper engine setup that will carry everywhere. You just put the next gear and hold on the pedal.
Arjan, what is the setup in your car, like gearbox and differential?
For gearbox, this year I changed to the RS90 Samsonas. That was
5-speed.
a big 5-speed, yeah. It was a big difference. I've been running the Samsonas universal dog box, so with the H-pattern gear, and it probably cost me 2 times the gearbox in parts because it's so easy to misshift very short gears. And when you gear down in drift, and if you just millisecond too early on the throttle, you have punched the gear. So for me to go to the Samsonas RS90, the sequential, it was a big difference. Feeling much better in gearing. And in the rear, I run the Siki quick change. So it's one of the best investments in the car, actually. So
Why?
it's because I can perfect the wheel speed. So for this track, I've been doing 6 laps on the same tire, and I do believe that when you are at the max, like the limit of wheel spin, that you push more forward. Of course, it depends on the tire, but that's been like one of our keys. But like for Spain, for this track, for Ireland, all been in the same ratio.
Yeah.
So
that's what I said.
yes,
To have a proper setup and proper car,
Yeah.
you can drive everywhere.
you can drive everywhere. You can, and we have the power for it. But you know, to do the fine tuning, it's a brilliant thing. Yeah.
Sorry, but I need to go check my boys and my wife to camper, so I will
back
come
in a
back.
second.
Yep.
One question for both of you. Do you ever try different cars in the simulator, or do you only drive with your own car?
I actually this winter started to go back to old school. So the BMW stock E30 M3 in the game, just pushing laps after laps on the drift track, the OM in the game. So much fun. Other than that, I drive my own car.
Yeah, well, I made one car over there that's pretty much the same as my real car. Acts like the same, and of course I've been using and trying different cars, but when I'm like prepping for the events, I'm definitely driving with my own setup and own car.
Yeah, same as me. We have the Soarer on the game, and it feels quite similar. So
Yeah.
And it's one more question. It's for Arjan, but I think you should both answer it. Do you check your data logs and like improve your driving with the data logs?
Yeah, of course.
No, not the logs, but I do a lot of analyzing of my GoPro inboards. I record every run from similar perspectives and analyze that between the runs, before the qualification, everything, and after the race also, but no data like.
Yeah, of course, that's the only way you can get better. Like if you just drive on every event and don't want to improve yourself or don't want to push it more, then you're gonna stay where you are. Like you always have to take some time and push yourself more.
Yes, and we are up against some of the best in the world in this series, so really have to flip every stone and do what you can to to be able to beat them.
Yeah, well, for this year we have teamed up with ECU Master, and it has pretty good locks possibilities. We have the wheel speed now, we have the suspension travel on the rear.
Okay, nice.
And tire temperature also now. Yeah, it's completely new. Oran Hestakeku for the engine.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
tire temperature and stuff.
yeah. But Hestek, Finnish company.
Yeah. But how do you use the data from this?
We take all the data log. I have also GoPros. I will put the data log information and the GoPro information, and also, if possible, to drive the track over there. Put it all in one picture and one scale, and I can see the information right when I was going through this.
GPS also.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good. It helps a lot, and as you can see, it's a big step up from the last year with the speed with the car.
Yes, of course.
Thank you to Örjan and Kevin, and if you need to go, you are free to go.
Yes,
We have 2 more
thank you.
drivers.
I'm starting to get cold, so
Thank you, guys.
you.
We will check the cars.
We have 2 more drivers, Brunberg and Krisse, and we can start with Brunberg. How did your day go today?
Please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Kevin Brunberg from Sweden. I'm a wildcard driver this weekend, and I am driving a Volvo wagon. Not a diesel, but a T6. Many people had thought that I'm driving a diesel, but I'm not. And my weekend wasn't what we expected. It was horrible, because the first thing that happened this morning was one steering pump broke down, and we had a spare one and we changed it, but when we changed it, that one was broken also, so that wasn't good. And then we borrowed a third one from Clint, but that one was a different one, so we needed to change the hoses and everything. And finally, when we did that, it was time for qualified. And in the lineup, the thing is, I'm running 2 steering pumps, because when I'm running one, we have some, like the steering wheel is locking when I'm doing fast transitions. So when I'm having 2 steering pumps, it's working perfect. And now I had to open pumps, and it was like too much pressure, so one of the pumps was really exploding in the lineup, and it was oil everywhere, and we was not able to continue the first round, and we couldn't fix the car for the second round. So it was a short weekend, but we are here and we enjoy it, and just looking on the Finnish fans and everything is crazy, because Finnish fans is it's something different. They are fans. They are something we have never seen in Sweden. They are screaming, and it's crazy. So
So did you manage to get any practice runs at all?
we did the first zone 2 times, and then we shut down. So some practice to the left, but not more than that, unfortunately. We tried our best, and we have really pushed everything to the limit to get the car out, but it wasn't possible in the end.
One fast question from Brunberg still. When will you change back to a proper Volvo engine? I don't understand this question, but you maybe do.
To a proper Volvo engine? I think they mean back to maybe a B230 or something. I have been running a B230 in the beginning of my career. We pushed it to like 620 wheel horsepower, but we was never driving. We was always putting new engines in it, and I was tired of it. And then we built the inline 6 Volvo engine, and now even if we have like 1,000 horsepower in it and rev it up to 8,400, the engine is working perfect. It's everything around it. We have something around us that don't want us to drive, because everything like different and things that we normally doesn't break is breaking when we need to drive. So it's crazy right now, but we're gonna come back, and we're gonna come back stronger.
And then for Chris, could you also like tell us about your weekend?
Well, it was a short one.
Too short.
Too short, yeah. I think when the practice started, maybe it was my third run, which was quite okay, and after that it was a downhill. So, yeah. First qualification run was on the wet, and in the first corner I felt like I'm reversing on ice. Like the rear of the car was steering and not the front of the car, so it didn't feel really nice, but yeah, I ended up in the wall, and then the guys fixed the car, which I didn't expect because it didn't look really nice at the moment, but yeah, then on the second run I thought that the first corner would be still slippery, but it wasn't. The whole track was dry, and yeah, that's about it.
Was your car 100% okay in the second run?
No,
Yeah.
but it was good enough, so it's not car's fault, it was my fault.
I'm thinking about the technical problems that Kevin has had. I've been following you for a pretty long time, and all the attention to detail and everything, how you build everything on the car, it's very well built, the car. So it's kind of, I understand if it's frustrating when stuff break all the time.
Yeah.
When you put so much effort into it, and I recommend people to go watch Kevin's Instagram and stuff. It's a really nice build, and
yeah, we have put down like our souls, money and life in the car, and it sounds crazy, but actually we have done it for the last, I believe it's nine years now from the beginning of the car. And the thing with the Volvo, you can't buy anything for the Volvo because no one is building on a Volvo like on a high level. So you need to find a solution for everything by yourself. And the thing you can buy is like one thing, or you can buy a custom thing, and then it's a lot of money. So we have been struggling, and it have taken us many years to find like a proper chassis to work with. But now we have the chassis, we have the car, but it's still the small things that like do as we can't compete the events. Like now the steering pumps, and just before this event we had issues with a fuel pump, and it wasn't the pump itself, it was where the electricity go into the pump. It was leaking in the electricity, so we like put down 10 hours to look where the problem is, because everything on the ECU, the pump is working, everything, but we didn't have any pressure. And then when we take out all the 4 pumps we have and try them, one was leaking a lot from the electricity. And then we changed everyone for this round, and it's continue with this
So it was leaking fuel from the electric connector.
Yeah, and not from like when the pump was working, and in the ECU you saw that the pump is working, the voltage was perfect, everything was perfect, but we didn't get the pressure. And when we took out the pumps and put it like in fuel, it was coming fuel not from where it should come, it's coming from the like electricity. Yeah, where the electricity is going into the pump.
That sounds pretty much like a BLACKSMOKE racing problem.
Yeah.
Stuff that can't break, just break.
Yeah.
Today we lost the fuel tank cap
Yeah.
It's a small, like a pipe with a cap on.
Yeah.
It came loose. The screws fell into the tank.
Yeah.
And the filling cap flew off.
Yeah.
Things that don't happen.
No, but it's a lot of that things, and we never give up. But at some points you get tired of it, because now we have been working 7 days, like night and days for this event. We fixed the car, we put down a lot of money and everything, and we're going 24 hours to this event, and we are hyped to drive here, and we can't do a single lap on the event because it's just problems. So, but we, as a team, we are strong, and we're gonna come back. We fix it and we come back.
Yeah.
There's one question for Chris. How do you feel about the engine change? What engine did you change, and what's the difference?
That's pretty much what I was going to ask.
Yeah, so we did an LS swap, and it might be the best thing that I've ever done. So yeah, I'm really happy with the new engine.
I have heard you told somewhere that, and I have noticed myself watching from the side that you might. One thing that has been holding you back is the old engine being an expensive engine that you're kind of afraid to break. Yeah. So it's kind of been holding your driving back. And even though I am very much not a V8 fan, I can see the improvement in your confidence and everything with your driving. So
yeah, there's a lot of things, because I started to train in the sim as well this winter, so I think it helps a bit. And last summer and a year before that, I had a lot of problems with boost and stuff like that. So usually I was running around 400 horsepower or something like that, and it's not enough.
No.
So now I have 900, and it's okay.
But the driving is so smooth now with V8.
Yeah.
The car is smooth, everything is smooth.
That engine package really suits your driving style.
Yeah. Now I think that the car wants to do the same thing as I want to.
Yeah.
So we don't have to fight at the track. It helps.
There is a lot of questions about Chris's engine, and new engine and versus old engine, and how does it feel, and how so on.
Yeah, so the old engine was S50, and for me it was a big deal to change it, because the chassis is real M3, so it feels like I'm raping the car if I change the engine. So that's one thing why I didn't do that sooner, and I wasn't a V8 fan either, but now I am. So yeah, it feels really great.
You have a lot of connections to BMW in other ways too. Can you please tell something about?
Yeah, I'm a BMW ambassador in Finland, and I'm a BMW driving coach. Like, we have 4 in Finland, and I'm one of them. So yeah,
so
changing
we
the engine,
do understand that the engine swap.
Yeah, it was a difficult decision, but I'm glad that I made it.
Question to Clint, how was your Friday?
Well, let's start with introducing yourself.
My name is Clint van Oort, and some of you might know the yellow S14. And yeah, like today was a hard day because we had a few problems with the engine, and we had some great practice laps actually, but then it started to rain. I only had like 1 chase run in the wet, and it was actually pretty good. And then up for qualifying, I crashed straight in the wall the first qualifying run, and after that it was luckily the second qualifying run was fully dry, but at the starting line I started having temperature problems, so it raised from 80 degrees to like 100 degrees. So I was like, I don't know, I just want to go qualifying. I don't care if the engine breaks or whatsoever, because I need to qualify. And then I completed the run, qualified 26 with 84. And sadly, afterwards we checked the engine and we have seen that 2 cylinder sleeves were cracked. So we are changing the complete engine now for tomorrow. So that's my Friday.
So what kind of engine setup are you running?
I'm running a 2J, just normal 3 liter with a turbo systems turbo. It's fully DBM engineering built, and I've been running the engine for like 4 years now, and honestly never without any problems. And this is the first time ever like cracking cylinder sleeves, but yeah, it's a surprise for us as well. Like, we didn't expect to happen like this. So we hope for a head gasket, but yeah, bad luck I guess this time.
Do you have had any problems like with chassis, or I'm thinking about we saw you take a few hits from the concrete walls and stuff. Did you manage to keep the chassis intact?
Yeah, definitely. For some reason my car got like a wall magnet inside, every time it gets attracted to walls. But luckily nothing the worst of damage. So like some small arms we changed, so it's nothing bad luckily. So just some small things.
We have one question for Chris. Why do you drive with a welded diff, and what do you think about how it would be compared to winters or some other?
Well, I don't have money for winters, so that's one reason. And I did try actually here last summer, not welded diff, and I didn't like it. So then back to welded diff. I like it. It's always the same.
And then there's one question. Where can we buy Brunberg's merch, and where can we buy Chris's merch? Sort you.
At this event you can buy it from Palace Hall, and we don't sell it on internet, so only on competitions.
I'm selling here and on brunbergdrifting.se.
And you?
I don't have any merch. I really need to do it.
You do have clothes.
Yeah, some small things, but it's for the team.
And then for Clint, a question. What do you think about the top 32 in Poland last year?
It was amazing, especially with Timu. I love that man, and it's just always one big party if you need to battle against him. It doesn't matter. It's always fun. So.
Yeah, and what did you think overall about Poland and the finals?
It was like one of my craziest experience in drifting, like for so many people, and you're like in the stadium, and for some reason, to be honest, like right now here in Finland, like the people are so close to you, so you can feel the energy of all the people, and yeah, you can't describe the feeling you get there if you're driving there. So for me it was like a perfect event. Still, if you think about it, you get like goosebumps, and it's just an amazing experience. And I did very well, like qualifying, and I ended in top 16. So it was for me the perfect event. It was super.
When I was on the towing truck.
And for both Chris and Kevin, are you planning on attend, or would you like to attend some other of the DMs with a wild card this year?
You go first.
Yeah, we have searched for it, but we will see if we are getting through. But we have at least one more we have searched for, and then we will see.
Yeah, I would love to do another one because I can do better. So it would be nice to have another try this year.
At what track would you like to be a wild card?
I like Riga and also Poland. So like Poland, for the thing, like 50,000 people, it's something I really want to have in my life to look at and be on. And Riga for the track, because they have the speed in the beginning and then they have also the technical part, and I like it. Like Sweden have the speed and this is like speed and technical, so I liked both. So I think it will be, it's a good match. And I really want, as Chrissy, like revenge, because I can better when the car is working, so I want to show what I can do.
You had a wild card last year in Sweden, so can you tell us a little bit about how did it go?
That round was working perfectly. Like the training, everything was on point, and we felt like our confidence was high because the line, everything was on point. We felt we are here and we can show what we can do. And in the first qualification, it was perfect until the last corner. We overshoot it little and dirt drop 2 wheels and get a 0. And we knew our mistake. And in the second round, we felt like, okay, we're gonna take down the speed little to the last corner and it's safe. But just 2 cars from our starting position, I don't know the word, but the electricity to the camshaft, we had issue with the electricity to the camshaft.
The VVT?
Not the VVT, but it's a wiring to the camshaft. It's broke, so the engine shut down and we couldn't start the second round. So that's one more thing, like in DMX, something that normally doesn't happen was happening, and here we are again.
One question for Clint. How is the drifting culture in Netherlands?
The drifting culture in the Netherlands is honestly really bad, because we have like only one place where we can drift, and that's just one big oval track, and I think we got like 6 to 8 events a year, and it's always wet. They always make it wet, so we never can train on the dry, so that's our only track. So we can drift, like we got some big like Zandvoort where they do the Formula 1, and Assen, that's where the MotoGP is and everything. So they are like really big tracks, but they won't let us drift because they hate drifting, I guess. So that's it's really disappointing, because then I need to go to Germany, and then it's like 10 hours drive to a location where I can have a proper test day with the car. So that's really hard.
So okay, we have quite a good situation. We have to Kemora 50 kilometers, to Lapua racetrack 100 kilometers. So yeah.
I gonna emigrate, I think. Or can I live with you?
Where did you race before Drift Masters?
Before Drift Masters, I did like Nürburgring Drift Cup and Iron Drift King. And as well, I did like 1 year of the British Drift Championship before it stopped, and that's and Oman, of course, for 3 years now. So that's before Drift Masters all.
And there's one question for Chris. Really many times asked, what did you think about Juha's driving today?
Chris,
His driving was really good. Yeah. What do I think about Juha's driving today? I think it was really good, but his English was even better.
This is maybe for all of the drivers. How did you start drifting? Why did you start drifting? Maybe Chris can start and then go this way.
I started when I was 27. I had a horse which kicked my leg pretty badly, and then I sold the horse and bought a drift car and started driving. Actually, we were just talking about
Everyone would do that.
Yeah, of course.
Horse kicks your knee and you buy a drifting car. Oh,
Yes.
okay, that's yeah.
Because drifting makes you happy, and I was kind of sad because of my leg and everything. So then, yeah. But in the first year, we were going around in the competitions with my brothers and with my mother, and we couldn't do anything but change the tires and put fuel in the car. But it went really well, and maybe that's why I keep going.
For me, it was when I went to Gatebil in Sweden the first time back in 2008 maybe. I felt it was something I really like and want to try it myself. And then I remember back in 2010-11 when Teemu was in Rudskogen, I believe, with the old wagon. And then I was really, this is something we're gonna try. And then I started in 2016 with the Volvo.
Wagon.
Yeah, wagon. Not diesel.
I started 10-12 years ago with an old Nissan with a 300 ZX at our local track, just what I told, and just every now and then go drifting until I met in 2021 Sebastian Fontaine. He's a really good friend of mine, and I started hanging out with him, and basically he got me to know everybody, and he brought me to events and things like that. And it all started basically when he invited me in 2022 in Oman to come over and drive there and share a container with him. And basically from 2022 until now it's getting better and better, and this is now the second year Drift Masters, so that's basically the small story how I started drifting.
Okay, shortly, very shortly, but my story is whole different because I wasn't or we wasn't starting drifting. We wanted to try diesel in drifting, and when I heard that we will do that, I don't even knew what drifting was. So I needed to Google it, drifting, and okay, let's do it. Who will drive? And I was like, I can try, but I haven't driven of course, with what is called field cars and like that, but nothing like race. So. But and the community of drifting was something different, and has been since I started. Everything was about diesel, and we're still here after 15 years. So many has tried with diesel.
And a question maybe for Chris and Brunberg, how is it hard to come and drive a Drift Masters event? How is the level? How do you get the car set up for it, and do you have to do a lot of changes? Chris, can start.
Well, we had some problems with the car last weekend when I drove a Finnish Drift Challenge Championship competition, So we were trying to fix them. I had one test and we got new problems, and then we were fixing them. So it's hard for the driver, at least. We didn't have time to do any setups or something like that. So at least for my mental health, it's really hard.
Yeah, it is an extremely high level in Drift Masters. So when you come here as a wild card, all the driver is so good here. Like in Sweden, you have all the drivers good, but you have like the top 15 drivers. You can like point out the top drivers. Here, every guy is so good, and just look on the qualification score in Drift Masters. It says everything. So of course it's extremely hard to come in as a wildcard driver in Drift Masters, because it's the next level, and for me it's the best series in the world, and they have the best drivers and everything. So yeah, it's hard, but it's also much fun to be here and as a driver.
And for Clint, what's required for driving a full series in Drift Masters?
There's a lot of time required. Now it's like because I have a full-time job as well, and like going to Drift Masters is like having a second full-time job, because you need to prepare the car, make sure you have everything sorted before you go to the event. And before you go to the event, you need to like travel sometimes for 3-4 days. You need to arrange everything. It's like a full-time job basically. It's hard to explain because there goes so many time and money, and you need to talk with the sponsors and get everything arranged because it's costing a lot of money as well. So it's really hard to make everything happen. So every time is like a really headache to get at every round, because you really need to put all the time and energy you have in it. So yeah, it's really hard.
That's one off-topic question for Chris. What happened with the horse?
I sold it, and I used the money for the drift car, of course.
And one more for Chris. Will you buy a Winters for next season?
If I get money for it, maybe.
Joni, mene tuonne toiselle puolelle, niin sä oot lähempänä tuota linkkiä.
Joo, mä en tiedä, and quite a lot of question about Kevin's technique. What parts are you using in the car?
What parts?
Yeah, or what technical...
Volvo parts!
Okay. Sit down now. Take the popcorn. No, but basically it's a Volvo. We're running a 2.8 liter Volvo inline 6. The piston is custom made by JE from the United States. The camshaft is custom made from a company in Germany. The valves is custom made from Mahle in the United States. And then we have the engine block. We have the, fräst. Machined out the engine block and put down like a closed deck, so it get more stabil. Vad säger man? Stabil?
Stable.
Rigid.
Stable, yeah, stable. And then it's CNC ported, and the engine is like maxed out, I believe, for a Volvo engine. And then we had a MPG Selholm gearbox. We had Öhlins 3-way chassis, Selholm rear axle. Yeah, that's what we have, like the good parts. And then we have a lot of Kevlar and a lot of customized chassis, because one thing we have feel that the Volvo chassis they are like safety car, but they are still not a drift car. So after a few years in drifting, when you take the domkraft,
You jack it up.
yeah, when you jack it up in the front, you can't open the doors because the chassis is bending. So we have put down like many hours and figure it out why and make it strong. So yeah,
Have you been like sandblasting and stitch welding all the?
we have now. That was necessary for getting it stiff, because It is a family car from the beginning.
Yeah. But about the steering angle kits and stuff, is that custom made by you or?
No, it's a TXR, the Swedish fabricated TXR.
Okay.
In the front and in the rear.
So it's like available from?
Yeah, everyone can buy it.
Okay. So what I was thinking about as I have been working on T6 engines before, you're running stock sleeves.
Yeah, stock sleeves.
Stock sleeves, okay. Yeah. But you have the machine then closed.
Yeah, around it. Yeah, around it. Because in the Volvo engine, they have the water channel is like, you have the sleeves, the original ones, and then you have some aluminium, and then you have the water channel around it, open.
Yeah, it's totally open deck, yeah.
Open. So we have take away all the aluminium, and then we have put down this like closed deck, and pressed it down. So
that's what Dennis Modig is doing.
Yeah, then Modig's Motorteknik in Sweden, he makes like, he's the mastermind about the engine or behind the engine, and he have fixed everything. And then we have PMM, Peter Motormekaniska in Sweden, also helping Dennis to figure it out, like the machinery work. So those two together they have built the engine.
Yeah. So about the cylinder sleeves and stuff, still, everybody knows that the weak part on the Volvo aluminium engine is between the cylinders. Cracking.
Yeah.
Do you have it machined away or?
Yeah, we have take away it, and then the closed deck is going between them also.
Okay.
So it's like a solid plate.
Okay.
Pushed down with the water channels.
One question for Clint, like how is your front end set up and how do you like it? Like what you are using Weissfab, I think?
Yeah. I have the Weissfab V3 kit on front with the front steering rack. So it's a BMW steering rack, and it's a completely different setup. Before I had rear just original S chassis, and it's back home we drive always with the BMWs, and it's so smooth, and the same feeling I have now in the S14, so I have way more time to predict where I want to go, so that's perfect for me. And then of course I have my own alignment setup in it, and it's really, really solid now, really good steering.
Have you been using the older Weissfab setups before, or is this like the first?
This is my first time ever using Weissfab. Before that, I always use Partshop Max, and I still use Partshop Max in the rear. But I had a big problem getting original S14 steering racks. They were super hard to find, and I broke my last one and couldn't find anything, And you can buy aftermarket steering racks for the S-body, but they are the quality, it's you can't trust them. So I didn't want to go to Weissfab, but at some point I couldn't do anything. I needed to go to Weissfab, and I don't regret it because it's a really nice kit, and my driving got better.
I have understood that the upgrade to a front steering rack is like a big thing on those.
What I said, my driving did got better because it's way more consistent. What I said, because you have way more time because you're not in an S chassis. You're always, if you look on board of the onboards of an S chassis, the people are always doing a lot of steering. And now with the V3 kit, it's way easier, and you have the time to look where you're going and not busy with steering all the time. So it's way smoother.
You can go there every time.
I think we'll have one more question for everyone. I think Toffe can answer this also, and then we'll maybe take the night because it's getting quite late and quite cold. But if you could drive any car on the Driftmasters grid, what car would that be and why? Krista can start.
Yeah. This is the easiest question ever. I will pick my car because I love it.
But if you can't pick your car?
Maybe Keskikorpi. It's the prettiest.
That's true.
It's very easy for me. It's my wagon brother over here. Just because the wagon and the anti-lag bangs is the craziest, loudest bangs I have ever heard. So, Timus.
Can I change my answer? I would take Orja Nilsen's Soarer because I had one before this. I drove it many years and I like it. So maybe that one.
I would say I was thinking about, does anyone drive a 4-cylinder anymore? Because that's what I like. I like a small engine that needs to be like pushed really hard.
Korea drove 2 years ago, I think.
Really?
I don't know.
Really?
With the Mercedes engine.
Yeah, Mercedes 4-cylinder engine. Yeah.
Okay.
If we are fast, we can still cut 2 cylinders with my 2J. Now you know.
I have a 3S in my car, so it's basically like a Cat 2J. I don't know. It's pretty hard. So a car that has a lot of custom-made parts, I like that.
Yeah, same here. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna go with Timu's car, and this is gonna be a long story, but I make it short. But I tried for like 1 year the practice car M57 3-liter diesel, but I destroyed like 6 engines and did like 2 sets of tires. And you know, like having a diesel as a handicap, I have huge respect for that, you know, because I know how hard it is to drift with a diesel, you know. So I definitely want to take that one.
Shit, this is hard. I love to try maybe Juha Rintanen's car, this new one, because it looks so good and it works so good. But also I would love to test Brunberg's Volvo, for sure.
Like towels under when you shower, you know.
Maybe Teemu, you could
Around
thank
it, so
everyone
the-
who was
Yeah, thank you Clint,
But it's working.
of course Turolf, Brunberg, tack ska du ha att du kom.
Tack själv!
Krisse, kiitoksia että tulit. Såklart ska vi kan ta på svenska. Kiitos kaikille katsojille. Thank for all viewers. Yeah. Kiitos.
Hyvää yötä.
Hyvää yötä.
Thank you.
How about the car is working?
Tack ska du ha.